So hey y'all, I'm back with another video. So tonight's video is yet again another Chioma Chats video podcast edition. So by the title, we're going to be talking about baby daddies and baby mamas. This video topic was requested to me, and I think it's definitely something that I wanted to touch on because we do live in a culture that kind of normalizes the idea of having a baby daddy or having a baby mama. Now, by definition, the title baby daddy or baby mama is more or less an urban slang for somebody's child's father or somebody's child's mother, but it usually relates to those who have a baby outside of a marriage, hence the title baby mama and not wife. Now, I know this kind of topic will ruffle some feathers because people always think I'm coming for single mothers or unmarried moms or whatever, but I just feel like we have to be truthful about these types of situations. Stereotypically, they've plastered the baby mama terminology on Black women, and I would also say Black women and Latina women most definitely have this label that this specific demographic represents baby mama culture, at least here in America. Now, as we all know, in the 90s, there was a teenage pregnancy surge, and a lot of it was present in low-income communities where Blacks and Latinas reside. I am happy to say that the teenage pregnancy rate has gone down since the 90s. It's been on a downward trend, which is a positive thing to me, but I feel like the glamorization of it has definitely increased within recent times. When you have the rapper baby mamas being glorified as the pinnacle of success in urban pop culture, then the idea of having a baby mama or having a baby daddy definitely doesn't seem as taboo. But I'm here to tell you, it is. So I want to talk about the whole notion of baby daddy and baby mama culture, especially in the Black community, and my observations and experience with this over time. So I've broken this video down into two main talking points. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. So point number one is, how did we get here? Like I said, the glamorization of it all has definitely increased. I think that young people have always been really sexually active with one another, and then you have the slip-ups that happen with the girl getting pregnant young and the young boy or young man being immersed into a role that he's too immature for. In most cases, the girl is left with the full responsibility of motherhood, and the father is either somewhat active or not active at all. And growing up, this was pretty present in a lot of my friends, especially that I had both Black and Latina friends, and a lot of them said that, they come from single parent households, they don't really have that deep of a relationship with their dads, and it kind of seems like a repetitive cycle. And I know this is not every case, but it's definitely most of the cases when it comes to young people. Now, I looked into where exactly the phrase baby daddy and baby mama came from, and Google basically told me that it originated from Jamaican Creole back in the 1960s, and then was basically popularized by hip-hop music in the 1990s. And this probably does correlate to why the term is most referenced with Black women and Black men, and also why the teenage pregnancy rate was so high in the 1990s. A lot of rappers use this term in their song, and I think with hip-hop exploding from the 1990s up until now, it just became kind of a cultural terminology that also fits in with the reality of many people. I don't think people really consider how much music plays a role in society. A lot of young people are getting their entire life from music. From what these rappers rap about to what they post on their social media, down to the exact lifestyles that they portray to the public. Hip-hop artists have so much influence, and obviously directly to the community that consumes their music, which is going to be Black people at large. Now, I think the terminology baby daddy and baby mama is definitely a distancing phrase. And what I mean by that is, it's used to differentiate the type of relationship you have with said woman or said man as a way to show that the premise of the relationship to this person is only sexual or only a result of being sexual with this person. In a lot of cases, it's not because there was a real relationship or a real connection that was based off of real love. And that is kind of the saddest part about it because it's used so frivolously, but it really does have a negative context overall. So I found this article from thespinoff.com, and it says, yeah, this one right here goes out to all of the baby mamas. Mamas, 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 babies, mamas, mamas. Outkast, Miss Jackson. Y'all remember that song? So it says, when Outkast rapped about baby mama drama in their hit single Miss Jackson, they were telling a personal story. In 1997, Outkast's Andre 3000 and singer Erykah Badu had their son, 7 Serious Benjamin. The song, released 3 years later, was Andre 3000's apology to Badu's mother, his baby's mama's mama, for not being able to make the relationship with Badu work. But what does baby mama actually mean? The term is African American Vernacular English, a dialect of English spoken primarily by African Americans, slang for the mother of a man's biological child, especially one who is not married to or in a long-term intimate relationship with the child's father. The term started life as a demeaning reference to mothers who were not married and whose relationship to the father was solely sexual, and evolved into a description of any unmarried woman who has a child. Some linguists linguistics have concluded that the Jamaican Creole term baby mother, pronounced baby mata, y'all gonna have to forgive me for the pronunciation, is the original derivative. Its first recorded usage is in 1966 Kingston newspaper, The Daily Gleaner. The term was originally used by fathers of illegitimate children to describe the mother of their children, but today it is used to describe any single mother. The term has since made its way into mainstream vocabulary and is increasingly being used out of its social and political context to refer to all mothers, regardless of ethnicity and marital status. In 2008, Fox News referred to Michelle Obama as Obama's baby mama. The senior vice president of programming later acknowledged the use of the term displayed poor judgment. That same year, the Tina Fey/Amy Poehler comedy Baby Mama about middle and working class white mothers further decontextualized the term. Since then, we've seen Kanye West refer to his wife, ex-wife, Kim Kardashian West, as his baby mama. And now the phrase is even part of the Green Party co-leader James Shaw's vocabulary. So clearly the term baby mama, and I think we can add in baby daddy, has been diluted in its context over the years. But what it means in the current times is really referencing a long-standing dig at people who have children outside of wedlock. Now, people defend this idea of not needing to be married to have kids. I strictly disagree with that. However, to each their own. But I think baby mama and baby daddy culture was at one point merely just a labeling terminology. But in today's times, it's definitely turned into a culture and almost a narrative that signifies a mindset that many young people have obtained about relationships. Which brings me to my next point. So my second and final point is the influence. There is an influence of baby mama and baby daddy culture because it's been glamorized, point blank period. I have to literally point the finger at hip hop because I've never seen so many women attempting to, wishing, and actually executing an effort to be a baby mama to certain type of men just to reap the benefits. There are so many examples of this, from the rapper Future, who at this point, if you have a baby by him, it's clearly for clout and money, and even figures like Jada Chivas and Ari Fletcher, whose popularity both does stem from their attachment to the men that they have children by. Now, I'm not one to downplay or take away a woman's accomplishments, even though I don't agree with some of their actions. However, Jada Chivas was somebody before she met Lil Baby and had a child by him. I remember following her back in like 2015 or 2016 when she was making t-shirts, she was selling bundles, and she was becoming the social media figure that she is. That notwithstanding, a lot of Jada's relevance in present time is because she dated Lil Baby and had a baby by him, and he is a mega super world star. He has way more relevance and way more popularity than she does, and a lot of his fans, both male and female, only know who Jada is because of him. I clearly knew who she was before, but I think that's a smaller demographic of what the facts are in today's times. So now we have this young couple who is revered in hip-hop, and we also have the genre and industry of hip-hop being the most popular music genre at this time. So they're at the pinnacle of success and at the top of the food chain for what people glamorize, mesmerize, and emulate. And what I think happened was that because a baby mama is referencing someone who is unmarried, the surplus of women who have babies with rich and popular men in an industry such as music or sports have now garnered relevance off of that and made it look delectable and desirable. So that has now influenced a lot of young people, both male and female, to feel as if it's okay or not that big of a deal or doable to be a baby mama or baby daddy, because when that imagery is tied to wealth, brand deals, and popularity, it doesn't seem as taboo, even though it is. Even referencing Ari Fletcher, I will give Ari credit for getting the hell on once her relationship with her child's father was over and flipping it into a viable career, because there are thousands of women who have babies by rappers and athletes every year, and we don't know who they are, nor do we care. But she was able to monetize and make a lucrative outlet for herself and her child off of her attachment and popularity to her baby daddy. And there's been a lot of women who have seen that, and except for them to just take it for what it is and give her props for her solo situation, they've now been jumping to do the same thing and hoping to be the next Ari or Jada. So, I follow some of the private tea pages that give you a lot of exclusive content, but I think it is public knowledge that one of Ari's friends is basically sleeping with a married man and is pregnant by him, if not already had the baby. And this man, whose name is Tim Anderson, is, I think, the only black professional baseball player in the MLB. He has a black wife and black children with his black wife. And Ari's friend, her name is definitely not in my brain right now. I don't even think I ever knew her name. I would just see the situation. She basically was the side chick and got pregnant, and basically seems like she antagonized the situation. But somehow, she still has some type of relevance and some type of popularity, as well as some type of perks. I mean, baseball players are the highest paid athletes in America. So someone who did the ultimate disrespect by infiltrating somebody's marriage and also getting pregnant by a married man still has a platform to be successful to a certain regard. And because baby mama culture and baby daddy culture is so normal, yes, she does get flack, but she's not going to get canceled. She's still going to be able to build off of that and live comfortably. Now, it does take two to tango, so I can't just blame her. I have to blame the man as well. But for the sake of the conversation, I find it crazy that being a baby mama isn't something that a lot of of women are afraid to become. And this whole anti-marriage thing that a lot of young people are pushing is furthering the normalization and influence of being a baby mama or being a baby daddy, because we're now eradicating marriage and the union between actually having a child as something to not prioritize or look forward to within young people. I think because the baby mama and baby daddy culture is directly tied to Black people and is stereotypically promoted as a Black thing, for a lot of young Black people to nonchalantly approach it is very scary and very detrimental. I just would never want to be somebody's baby mama and baby mama only. Like, at least let me be the baby mama and then the wife right away. Because not only are there no legal securities or benefits to being a baby mama, but I think it takes away from the narrative that Black women should be building for ourselves overall. I think hip-hop culture is still actively normalizing being a baby mama or being a baby daddy, because when there's money, fame, and popularity tied to this narrative, people think it's okay. But people don't realize that there are outliers to this phenomenon that only exist in small percentages with the people that we see on TV and in music and on the football field. For the average Deja or Brianna or Dominique or Aaliyah or whoever, that is not the case. I'm going to be firm when I say this, but there is no woman, Black, white, or Roy G. Biv, that should be striving to be a baby mama. I don't think the context nor the connotation of the term, let alone the reality of it, is more positive than it is negative. I think the baby mama and baby daddy culture really does plague the Black community because we're already ununified as is, and for there to be that much of a separation between family dynamics, it doesn't make it any better that we normalize single parenthood, separate households, or a mother and a father being at odds or being detached from unity for their child. All in all, I think that the baby mama and baby daddy culture has enforced a multi-generational trauma on minority family dynamics and will continue to do so the more we allow it. So that is it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Please let me know your commentary on my commentary down below. What do you think? What do you know? Let me know. Y'all, my song ceremony is dropping very soon, just a few more days, so make sure you guys are ready. And last but not least, definitely follow me on all of my social media networks, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye, y'all.
So I'm like, I said 34 beat cup, 30 in the deep cut, 20 baddies with me, QTM, yeah, we up, 16 tossing bottoms, man, I went and got my teeth done, 10 minutes with him, now his 15 minutes is cut, never ever make a nigga think that he up, cause you a queen and I'm a queen, now shout out to Latifah, security in the back, with a racket like Serena, ex-nigga crying, laugh at him like a hyena, like damn, what you saying, daddy, yeah, I know I got it, fatty, pussy talking to him, talk my shit, yeah, I be getting catty, play with me, I bet you won't, fatty on his chest, and now he calling me a stethoscope, pink fit, look thick, I'm looking good, incredible, cut a nigga off, I'm coming through like a semicolon, mansion in the motherland, December come, that's where we going, body have my niggas frozen, niggas put my picture up, and yeah, they go and get the lotion, and I'm the one they